Malik, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Thank you. Thank God. Thanks for having me this morning.
Thank you for coming to our studio.
It's so early.
It's really late for us. Let me start with your Instagram bio. Singer, songwriter at war and protecting the IDF.
Yes.
Explain.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, when I moved here alone when I was 17 from New York, I began playing music for the IDF. I played for over 100,000 soldiers. And after around 9 years of doing so, I was flown on over 200 airplanes all over the world, performing all the way from the tip of Canada all the way down to Chile, Am Yisrael Chai, the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs. And I was a full-fledged touring singer-songwriter. Though when October 7th struck, I began performing on the bases again for the Chayalim, and they would say, hey, you know, we really need tactical helmets or we need bulletproof vests. And so I began fundraising and purchasing equipment for the IDF, and therefore found myself, ironically, protecting the IDF, protecting those who protect us. Obviously, it's not me. Obviously, it's Hashem who's protecting all of us. Am Yisrael.
So basically, your daytime and nighttime job this past year was performing in front of the soldiers and raise funds.
That's right.
Tell us about your performing since October 7th.
Well, the one that's standing out to me the strongest right now is my most recent performance for the Chayalim, which was for Bislach 450, who is the unit that neutralized Sinwar.
Wow.
And I got to play them, you know, I introduced the song, oh, someone died in the war, and I wrote this song and released it on his Shloshim, and I started, Sinwar Dead, and I just released the song, and they love it. They were singing and dancing to it, of course, because they were the ones who assassinated Sinwar. It's incredible to perform for Chayalim because it seems like dancing is their medicine. You know, it's an age-old tradition of ours, even in the times of the Navi, that when we would go out to war or come back from war, that we would celebrate is a hard word because we don't love killing. That's not our nature. But it's in our blood to be joyous. And when, you know, when the child is happy, the parent is happy. And ultimately, we want to erase the need for deen, for judgment in this world. And the way to do that is to be happy. And when the soldiers are happy, it removes the need for any fixing. Speaking
of judgment, you lost lots of followers because of your protecting the IDF and the soldiers.
I probably lost a few hundred, but I gained a few thousand. And the ones that I've gained and the ones that I've kept are much stronger, and really the ones who I choose to be surrounding myself with, especially after October 7th, as you can realize the whole entire world has woken up. The world is going through a litmus test, and everyone's true colors are being exposed. And it seems that since October 7th, people are all, unlike after the Holocaust, after October 7th, Jews are proud to be Jews. What do you think the difference is? I think it's that the fact that we have Israel and an army. What do you think the difference is?
Of course, for sure. I agree with you for more than 100%. I heard you had a special performance in Zikim.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, that was really the first. What happened was, first of all, we were still all worried after October 7th, right when it struck. I'm sure you remember. We weren't sure what was going on the home front. So everyone was just looking around their houses. What's going on? Is the home front safe? But once we got a feeling that the home front was safe, I decided to go back out to the soldier bases again. And the first one that I went to was Zikim. And the way the Gaza border was set up right then and there was everything, the roads, everything was changed by the IDF. There was different roadblocks, different pieces of cinder block everywhere, redirecting you. And they had to give us an escort. You couldn't really drive in the southern roads without an escort back then. So we had an escort all the way to get in. And it was actually a bit of a maze driving through these sand dunes and all these new roads that the IDF set up. And when we got in, we did the barbecue, we did the concert, the soldiers sung and danced, they told me what gear they needed. And then when they left, they said bye, and there was no escort. So I figured, oh, it's probably fine.
I found a way.
Exactly. And we set out on the way, and all of a sudden I find I am not leaving these sand dunes. I am all sand dunes, and I don't know how to get back to the main road. Luckily, I found the fence. And then realized that it was the wrong
between Israel and Gaza.
Exactly, and realized that I was on the wrong side of the fence.
So you've been to Gaza.
Essentially, I've been to Gaza. Some car pulls up, and they say, "What are you doing here?" First of all, they were nervous. They were like, they were ready. They were like, "Who are you?" And then we were like, "No, we're together." And they said, "You're on the wrong side of the fence. How do we get out?" They said, "Go this way." Eventually, you know, my heart was in my mouth, but We took it easy. We trusted in Hashem. Really, to be honest with you, we weren't scared of Hamas. We were scared of the IDF, of some drone identifying some car on the wrong side of the fence, just driving along.
But luckily, you're here with us. Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. No luck, but everything Hashem's taking care of.
You mentioned, Mayor, Sinwar is Dead, and you released it as a single.
Yes. Sinwar Dead as a single is released as a kind of remake, not remake, but in the taste of Exodus by Bob Marley. You know, there's a Torah teaching that we don't celebrate the downfall of our enemies. But that teaching is not true when it comes to the wicked. I would like to share a quote from the end of the song, which is, "The lion has come for you, the mighty, white and blue. Haven't you learned it too? Don't mess with the Jew." And I think it is about time the world realizes, stop trying to kill us. All the nations have tried to kill us. They've disappeared, whether it's the Nazis are gone, the Romans are gone. I can go a whole entire long list. We can put it in the comment section here, of how many nations have tried to annihilate us and they're gone. And this is a bit of a song that I really did not write with kavan of like, oh, I need to write a song with Sinwar Dead. It was just Sukkot. And it was the first night of Sukkot, and we were in the sukkah, and that was the energy, and just all of a sudden it was Sinwar Dead, and people would answer, Sinwar Dead, Sinwar Dead, Sinwar Dead, Sinwar Met, Malach HaMavet. A play on words of Sinwar's Dead, but also Sinwar Met, the angel of death, and he was a bit of an angel of death. But you have to realize that this man is a Hitler character. Imagine, this is one of the worst people in history since Hitler, the things that he did to us and to the world. And so it is a really big deal. It is never old news that Hitler's dead, and there's no old news that Sinwar's dead.
Sinwar Dead. Am Yisrael Chai, Mayor Malik, thank you so much. Toda Rabba.
Thank you so much.